Hello guys, welcome back to Mansell Media Corner, and today it's another retro year in terms of pop culture media. The year is 1994, so let's start with the films, what came out. And a film I've never seen before. I know a lot of people in the Blue Tube community love it, but it is The Shawshank Redemption. And of course, Smokehead. The debut of The Mask. Then we got True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. And of course we got the legendary Speed, which is Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves and Dennis Hopper. Then we got Four Weddings and a Funeral, which was directed by Richard Curtis. And of course we got another classic, Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, what came out this year, as well as Dumb and Dumber. Then we got Stargate as well, what came out this year. Junior, which is, I think it might be Ivan Reitman, but I'm not 100% sure, but it is. Features Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, etc. And then we got Leon. We got legendary Pulp Fiction, which I think put Quentin Tarantino on the map, of course. A legendary comedy in Richie Rich also came out this year. The River Wild also appeared in 1994, of course. The legendary The Crow, pardon. We got Maverick. We got Blown Away. The classic beat 'em up computer game, but it's Street Fighter with Kylie Minogue playing Cammy. And of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme playing Guile. And we got Clear and Present Danger. Also appeared on this particular year. And the legend that is The Lion King, which I think got St. Moise a couple of Oscars this particular year for Best Song, with The Circle of Life, and of course with Elton John as well. Also won, I think, an Oscar for Best Original Song. But let's talk about TV, especially on BBC One. We got Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher in the New Adventures of Superman. And we've got Harry Enfield and Chums, the debut of the National Lottery, what came out this particular year. Of course, Vicar Dibley with Dawn French. Animal Hospital we had debuting. Monster Cafe, which was a BBC kids show if I remember rightly. 999 Lifesavers. Williams Wish Wellingtons, which was a kids show, but it's really fun. Really great intro song. And Crocodile Shoes with Jimmy Nail. Then on to BBC Two. Who remembers this? The debut of Chris Morrison would like to do Brass Eye, and I believe it was Four Lions he created. But this was like one of the early debuts of Steve Coogan. Alter ego, it was Alan Partridge. But this was like a parody of life, of, ITV News and Newsnight, etc. But also had in the debuts Room 101, Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge, Ready Steady Cook, The Fast Show, but in terms of ITV, you've got the Fantasy Football League with, of course, Baddiel and Skinner, which is David Baddiel and Frank Skinner. What debuted, Outside Edge, Talking Telephone Numbers, Anna Lee appeared, Class Act, which I didn't know is on the network label, and if you do not know who loves the network label on YouTube, it's my good friend James Millership, also known as Jim Jam Movies and TV. Of course, he had Aladdin, the cartoon show, Police Camera Action, and Budgie the Little Helicopter, which was created by Sarah Duchess of York Ferguson. But then on Channel 4 you had the likes of NYPD Blue, Time Team, which was so I'm trying to think it is. It's gone. It'll come back to me in a minute, Don't Forget Your Tuss Bus, which was presented by Chris Evans. Ellen, of course, which was Ellen DeGeneres. But a very, very sad year for deaths, and especially the first one I'm going to mention. I remember being at secondary school at the time, and you could tell, you could feel the emotion on some of my friends' faces who loved this band. But Kurt Cobain, of course, famously of Nirvana. And of course this year we lost John Candy, who was a brilliant comedy actor. Former US President Richard Nixon, Formula One racer Ayrton Senna, Matt Busby of the Busby Babes of Manchester United from, I think I'm going to say, in the 60s, he was at Manchester United. The legendary Hammer actor Peter Cushing, who's also Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars. Sebastian Shaw, who you may not know was Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi towards the end, where Luke Skywalker takes his mask off. Yeah, so that's Sebastian Shaw. Jessica Tandy, great actress. Cesar Romero, who was, you may not know, was behind the face, behind the makeup in the Batman 1966 Batman film, as well as the TV show. George Peppard, who of course was Hannibal out of the A-Team, and Jack Kirby as well. I think I said Burt Lancaster and Telly Savalas, both great actors, but there's not much happening in terms of birthdays this particular year, but let's talk about it. But we've got the likes of Harry Styles, Bad Bunny, Justin Bieber, and Dakota Fanning. Let's talk about some albums what came out this particular year. So, Far Beyond Driven, of course, is the legendary Pantera. The Division Bell, which is Pink Floyd, which is Richard White on keyboards, Nick Mason on drums, of course the legend Dave Gilmour on guitar, Dookie, which was Green Day's debut. Definitely Maybe, of course. Another shout out goes to Magpie Movies. I know he's a huge fan of this band, but it's Oasis. Balls to Picasso, which is Bruce Dickinson's second solo album. Superman, which was Soundgarden with Black Hole Sun. And then we've got Nirvana Unplugged in New York, to do with MTV, of course. Of course, legendary songs on that one. The Man Who Sold the World, which was originally Lulu, which I think that the legend that it was David Bowie wrote for her, or he wrote and she covered. And No Apologies, I think it's called. Well, legendary band as well, Nirvana. So, in terms of sports now, we've got, in Wimbledon, we've got Conchita Martinez in the females, who won Wimbledon, of course. In the men's, Pistol Pete Sampras. In football, I do remember this being a bit of a shock at the time. It's Blackburn Rovers who won the FA Carling Premiership. And Formula One, which was, of course, the legend that was Michael Schumacher. Pardon. My bad, different yeah, you know, Michael Schumacher, if you don't know, is a legendary guitarist, but it's Michael Schumacher, pardon me. So yeah, that's 1994 and the highlights. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to do a Q&A as well, which will be up in a couple of weeks. So, please like, share and subscribe to Mansell Media Corner. And if you got any questions related to like anything 1994, like your favourite album, film, what have you of the 90s or 80s, please put down in the comments. I will be getting to some great Q&A questions from fellow legends in the blue tubers like Small Screen, Big Screen, Jim Jam Movies and TV. So yeah, that was 1994, and next time on the channel it's going to be a legendary year in films. It's going to be 1995. So yeah, like I said, you know, what is some of your highlights of 1994? With what you remember about Kurt Cobain dying, etc. So yeah. Anyhow, so like I said, please like, share and subscribe to Mansell Media Corner. And and drop some great questions for me to answer. Like I said, it could be about my teenagers, it could be present day, it could be, WWE related questions, and I'll try my best to answer them. So that's all for 1994. So, like I said, please like, share and subscribe to Mantle Media Corner. It's free. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. You don't have to pay any money, etc. So thank you and goodbye. And I'll see you in the next video.